Good day, everyone, and welcome to the MSSA from myself, Mariki Corneli Jacobs. I would like to tell you a little bit more about our session today regarding membership and accreditation. In the next hour, you're going to hear a lot from myself, Jackie, Sean, and Chris. And it's all about the MSSA guidelines for membership and for accreditation. Now, a lot of people ask me, Mariki, if I've done a mediation course, why can't I be accredited? Now, after the Rule 41A, you must understand that all the RMOs have a responsibility on our shoulders from the Judge President to make sure that when you're a RMO court annexed accredited mediator for a RMO, that role means that you need to know how to handle your mediation in guidelines with the Rule 41A. So that takes a little bit more skills, and we would like you to start out with a role as an associate. So your first step with the MSSA is to go online and apply for an associate. And that means that you're on our way and that you're going to journey towards accreditation. Now, if you look at I'm going to share the screen with you. You're going to look at our MSSA and now it doesn't want to come up with our MSSA website. You'll see when you click on membership and accreditation that the associate, we only need from you your training certificate, your ID, and your CV if you want to, and then your payment of $850. After that, we want you to become an observer in one of our mediations with some of the RMO Court Annex mediators to observe 3 times how they handle these mediations. We also would like you to co-mediate with other mediators in real-life situations, maybe at a children's court or pro bono, or where one of your colleagues have a situation where they need a co-mediator. Now, that's very important that you understand this is not the same as the role plays that you've done in your training. This is past your training, where you now a co-mediator understanding opening statements, your mediation agreement, and how you do your paperwork and how you handle a 4 or a 6-hour session. What is everything entailing the first and second joint minutes and also your mediation report. So very important for you also to look at our accreditation and see that we have different categories of, for instance, commercial and family law and RAF. So please read and look at this video before you complete your accreditation so that you have the whole spectrum and all the guidelines. Also, there's quite a few documents that you need to read and fill out, but we want you to look at this video and make sure that you understand what it entails to be an MSSA associate, and then how does your accreditation work, and how does it mean, or how does it happen for you to become a RMO Court Annexed mediator. If you have any more questions, you must email us at admins@mssa.org.za. Thank you.
MSSA distinguishes between 2 processes, and one is the application process for associate membership, and the other is the application process for accreditation. And Mariki, I don't know if you want to add here, or can I continue?
I think what is important is that people sometimes ask us, what makes you different? And I wanted to say that the MSSA is a house, it's for mediators, and that is why when we talk about your accreditation later, we have started with a process that me and Jackie have seen for a long time that's really needed in the industry to see why you need to choose in which line, and we're going to give you a practical a little bit later, which lane are you in, that you understand why we changed a lot of the steps and why we're going to explain the steps tonight. Why is it so important? So MSSA is here tonight to explain the house, and that we do commercial and family law, RAF, but I'm not going to jump ahead. Over to you. Thanks, Jackie.
Yeah, thanks, Mariki. So there seems to be a lot of confusion about those two processes, and this distinction is not an administrative technicality. Membership is about belonging to a professional body with a code of conduct, belonging to a professional community, and having access to development and support. So accreditation, however, is about demonstrated competence and the formal recognition to practice within specific MSSA categories and to be listed accordingly. So to say it plainly, membership is joining the body, the MSSA body, a membership organization, and accreditation is meeting the standards to be recognized and listed in a defined category and to be on an accredited mediator panel. Before I explain associate, I just want you to understand that the standards that MSA sets are not set by MSSA. I mean, they're actually set by the bodies in South Africa, the standard accreditation bodies that set the standards, both DISAC and NAPFAM, and all the membership organizations have to adhere to that. So those are standards for the mediators, those are standing for the training courses, they all go hand in hand. So MSSA has to also adhere to those. So let's take the word associate first, because that word causes some confusion. Associate is a membership status. It means you have applied to be part of the MSSA, you've submitted the required documents, you've agreed to the ethical framework, and you're now an MSSA member in good standing at membership level. It also signals that you might still be on the journey towards accreditation, and MSSA treats associate membership as part of that pathway. And some members never want to be accredited. They just want to be part of the organization. But other members would like to start on that journey, become accredited. So to summarize again, associate membership is not a lesser commitment. It's a different type of commitment. It's your entry into the profession's home with accountability and support. And the MSSA membership process requires you to complete the membership application. I suppose most of you have done that if you're a member. You pay the required non-refundable application fee. You submit your supporting documentation, which includes an updated CV, your ID, copies of relevant qualifications or training, and other supporting information relevant to your mediation experience. And then, very important, you signed a code of conduct and you signed the complaints and disciplinary process forms. And, you know, if that's all in order, and then you are granted your membership status, your associate membership status. So once your membership is then approved, you receive an associate member certificate, and you remain an associate member while you continue your development. And if your accreditation is not yet in place, you're still a member, you're part of the professional community, and able to participate in learning and development while you work towards the next step. So before I start with explaining the accreditation process, Mariki, is there anything you want to add here?
Yes, I think it's quite, and thank you for explaining it so nicely, Jackie. And I also like what you said is that we need to understand that there is accountability. So what we really want is we want you to be able to understand that accountability is not just for you, it's also for us from the MSSA, making sure that you can mediate, that you understand your mediation agreement, that you understand all the documentation and how to, either online or in person, handle your mediations. Because we're one of the RMOs, we have to, every 3 to 4 months, give feedback to the Judge President about all our members, all the work that they've done, how much training we've done, give feedback, because this process will help them to look into our Mediation Act and look into a mediation governing body that there's a lot of talk about. So we also building something that we give them feedback to, and that we like your feedback as well. And that's quite important because together we can make a difference. And we want to, me and Jackie, Chris, Sean, a lot of the board members here today have seen what of the processes are working and what is not working. So this is not just something that we came up one day. It comes from years and years looking at a process that works, applications that doesn't work. So that is actually the whole history of and before and where we are here tonight. Thank you, Jackie.
Okay, Marieke, thank you. Yeah, so then let's focus on accreditation now. So MSSA describes accreditation as a separate process. It's not automatic. It's competency-based, and it's the point at which MSSA is willing to formally recognize that you meet its standards to practice in a defined discipline and to list you as such. So the MSSA Constitution makes that distinction in a very crisp and clear way. Accredited means a paid-up member who is accredited by MSSA to practice in one or more disciplines of mediation and ADR. And unaccredited means a paid-up member who is not accredited or whose accreditation has lapsed. So you can absolutely be a paid-up member and still not be accredited, and that is a normal and recognized status. And that is why MSSA separates the two. So membership is the professional home and the ethical container, and accreditation is the competence marker and the public recognition layer, if you can say it like that. So, and in practical terms, accreditation entails choosing the category you are applying for, because you are assessed against category-specific requirements.